who's our audience?
The world.
10 to 12-year-olds. No.
It's just the world. It's like.
Well, that's my demographic, so perfect.
Your legs to the side so you can get closer.
I literally have
right. We're being recorded, so I can't make certain comments.
I have my. What she said.
I'm not sure what that means.
Your dog
honestly.
uncomfortable. It's a weird sexual thing.
Opening.
She gets uncomfortable.
Oh!
You can't.
Top's coming off.
Oh!
Your balls fell.
This is a much better opening than.
Yeah. So this is usually what it is. It's usually like, anyway, where were we?
Okay. All right, we are here with the delightful, the delicious, the Masseys, Kevin Massey and Kara Lindsay. How are you, darlings?
Oh, dandy.
Just dandy.
That is
Festive.
so good to be here.
Festive, how are you?
Yeah, we're here and we're still here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Represent.
Thank you.
Still
Thank
together.
Represent Disney. Are we allowed
That's
to
right.
say Disney?
Sure.
Is it copyrighty things?
No, we can do that.
Oh,
Yay.
Okay, well, there's stories. We have to tell the stories.
Oh, gee. How did you all meet? Let me guess.
Okay, first.
How did we meet, Steve? When did we actually fall in love? I feel like you might have caught the exact moment.
Oh, I thought me and him.
Oh, yes. Well,
Okay.
that.
Oh, wait, what? Steve, it was love at first sight with you. I mean, it's like,
Oh my God.
Well,
This is
I
so
was
funny.
Bing,
in
bang,
the
bong.
dressing room next to you when you were doing your little clandestine notes and sending little courting notes to someone across the hallway who's now married to you and mothered your child.
Yes. Okay, wait.
Mhm.
So,
Ew.
there it is. There it is. So, we all met doing Little House on the Prairie, the musical, originally. Where you two met and fell in love. And
Fell in love.
played opposite each other on stage and fell in love off stage. And we loved being witness to all the little courtship rituals that were happening, and y'all were very secretive about it.
Yeah. Well, you were.
well, I was. She didn't know it was me initially because I was a super.
You had no idea that
How long did you know? Wait, okay, so we should explain what this was.
So there was like
Kevin,
a
explain.
secret admirer type thing going on. Mm-hmm.
It was a little fake secret admirer. I'm sure she had a
An
secret
anonymous fan.
Anonymous fan.
You were
Sorry.
being like a fan of Kara Lindsay's, and I didn't even know that people had fans. I was like, what is happening?
I was a bunhead. What were they called? The Prairie fans?
Bunheads? No, that was a TV show.
Bonnethead.
Bonnetheads.
I was a bonnethead before they became cool. And I would create little gifts for Kara and leave them in her mailbox or on
Remember
her
the
station.
actor mailboxes at the Guthrie that were right in the front when you walked in? That's where he would leave all of these gifts. Well, or my fan was, and I was like, I'm really cool. I have a fan.
And the cool thing was I got to watch her open them and enjoy them, being like, oh my gosh.
Right.
And just, she didn't have to be weird or
so
different.
creepy.
I know.
Is that creepy?
Also romantic. Like, I'm trying to decide.
Thank you, Mare. It is a little creepy.
It's amazing.
Like,
but it's like,
she got my gift.
You're like, I'm not sure she likes me, so let me just see how she responds. I like it though. I got ballsy.
I was in the business long enough that I knew I didn't really want to get involved with somebody. You fall for people quickly in this business. And I just wanted to make sure it was real. Right. So, but I still wanted to express myself. So this is a way I could do that and see her joy, but it didn't make it weird between us or the cast. Right. So that's what.
So then for opening night, I got him an anonymous fan gift of like all these things with notes, the way he always dropped off these gifts for me.
But
because I didn't say this part. Jen Gambitis told me that it was that it was Kevin. And I was like,
Amazing.
what? And she's like, I think he likes you. And I was like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Like me more than like.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
wait.
like, I think he likes you.
I love it. And okay, so I want to know when you figured out you were going to do this, Kevy. Like when you met her, I'm sure it was like spring, whatever. But like, when did you decide that was going to be your how you're going to go about
My way in.
the word I was looking for? I can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your way in. Like how your strategy. Sorry, that's the word.
That's a good question. The first thing I gave her, I think it was because during rehearsal,
you were like, oh, this is this is my girl.
it wasn't right away because she was sort of on the tail end of dating somebody, and I had gotten out. Actually, I was out of a relationship for a long time, so I was ready to meet somebody, and I was like, I wasn't even dating this girl. People had set us up, and so we had gone on a couple group dates, but I was like, I'm going to be gone for 4 months. And she understood, so I wasn't really.
Whoever you are.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to say who that is. But I wasn't looking for love when I went out there. And she's having to carry a whole show. She's on stage the whole time, and she also was really professional and always went home and kept quiet.
I wasn't professional. I was scared.
She was scared.
I was terrified of carrying a show at a young age, and also of the pressure from our bosses.
What, 24, 25,
23.
23 years old.
Wow.
I was so nervous, and I don't know if you guys know, but I had to audition twice. So I did the reading out in the Guthrie in that February with Melissa and some local actors from Minneapolis, and it was so fun and amazing. And then they weren't sure anymore, so they brought me back in to audition again, and that's where we really met, was at your final callback and my final callback with other girls that were also auditioning for Laura. So I had to re-audition for a role that I had already gotten.
Wow.
So I had all this pressure that I put on myself, and also that I felt like I had to prove myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I went home. I didn't do anything there. You remember that? I was like such a recluse. And
but I mean, carrying a show, you have to a little bit. I mean, unless you're like,
yeah,
whatever.
right.
Whatever.
Well, then we go on tour, and
got this. I stand center stage and sing long notes. What time is my call?
Yeah, well, that's the Steve way.
oh my gosh, you're the one that
and you're just out of school, and
yeah,
you have to take care of yourself.
That was what it impressed me. I was like, wow, okay, this is a young girl, and she's got really great work ethic. She was very kind to everyone. She wasn't, she wasn't like into shopping and like ballet girl, whatever. She's an intelligent girl and very talented, and so I took note of that, but I didn't have a lot of time to get to know her. I guess it was it got cut from the final version, most of it, but we had this big dream ballet sequence essentially. And
what is it? What was the song?
The sky cried. No, that's yours.
No, that's the opening thing.
Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Carried away. That's what it was.
Carried away.
that song, Carried Away.
Our
audition
that
song.
That was beautiful.
Don't remember that
Thank you.
at all.
Barely.
We don't either, clearly.
Did it make opening night? It didn't make opening night.
The song went through the whole thing, but the dance, we spent a lot of time on the dance.
I remember.
And I was like flipping her. She's doing
Michelle.
fan
I
kicks.
remember, like over fences.
And we worked really hard on it, and
Right.
we showed it to everybody, and they're like, "It's nice, but what is it doing?"
Yeah, they're like, "What's
Meanwhile,
happening?"
though,
Suddenly, you're like dancers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the purpose was while we were doing that, and we're doing, and I'm having to lift her and everything, and all of a sudden, we kind of have to hold hands and run somewhere. And when you're up to do it, and they're like, "Okay, hold a second, we're gonna blah blah blah," and you're like, "Well, do I let go of the hands or do I hold hands or whatever?" And so for a moment, we were holding hands still, and there was something going on here, and I was
Have a
like, what is
feeling?
that? So that was like my what is this feeling so sudden new?
No.
Feel a
I
tickle?
don't recall that at all.
Yeah, she was
Well,
in her,
everyone
you know.
has their own moment.
Yeah.
But I think that was kind of my first moment. And
That
she
was
was wearing
wonderful.
dance pants, so there's nothing wrong with
Kevy's
dance
little
pants.
tickle.
I thought it was when you guys were in the pseudo horse carriage and you were whipping the leather and whipping it again. No?
Ha!
That was maybe later, babe.
Absolutely.
that was first base. That was first base.
That was maybe later.
Okay,
Maybe later.
sorry.
No.
Speaking of that,
Ha.
speaking of whipping the leather. Wait, what?
Oh.
Segue.
Which was actually one of the coolest parts of the show, actually.
I
think.
know.
It was.
That was really fun. Oh.
My
The reins. We're talking about the reins, people.
The
We're not
reins.
just
Yeah.
something weird.
So I won't tell the story about the Detroit Garden Inn Hotel.
No.
But I will tell the story about. So the
Now
last.
everyone wants to hear it.
Yeah, of course they do. So
You do.
the last night of
No.
Prairie at the Guthrie,
Oh.
Danny was
Laffy Taffy.
slightly buzzed,
Inebriated.
and I'm taking trash out of our little apartment, and I run into Kara in the hallway, and I say, "Hey, Kara."
Yeah.
And
Nothing.
nothing. And her mouth was all red up in here and down here and all over the place
Little red mask.
because someone had a very thick stubble.
He has some rough whiskers.
And I said, "What have you been doing?" And she said, I'm helping Kev pack his car to go home."
And he said, yeah, you are.
Oh, really? Yeah.
She's just a little helper.
Yeah, I'm just packing his car.
Okay, duh.
You were.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
You
well,
were.
you
I
were.
was.
You were helping him
huh?
pack his car.
You didn't lie.
That-
No,
I had a
I
long
did
drive
not-
the next day.
long drive.
You
Yeah.
didn't lie.
And then how many years
Well,
later, here we
you
are.
did.
And I was like, he's not going to remember that. He was.
And now it's the story he always tells.
Always. And
Well,
he literally
Sometimes I
texts-
tell the other one, but
Yeah, we do like that one. We do like that one though. And he called me that night, I think, and said, "I want to tell you what I just saw."
Really?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
And
Oh, yeah.
usually he does not.
because you guys
He's
weren't.
not a gossper. He doesn't gossip
No, I
about
know.
things.
I know.
But he rarely tells me anything. I don't know why he told me this, but he
You know what it is he doesn't even know what's going on.
didn't know.
That's why he doesn't gossip. He's like, what? Oh, I didn't
I don't know
know.
what's going on. No, that is exactly true. That he
See?
never knows.
We know.
Never.
That's
is
why we
completely
thought for
true.
sure he would not.
It's been proven time and again.
Yes.
No clue what's happening. And so anyway, he did tell me, and I was like, ooh.
Because at that point, by the end of at the run at the Guthrie,
This
you
was
guys
like the
weren't out
last
yet.
day of the show, right? Or the last
It was
weekend.
the last
It was
night.
the
It
last.
was, yeah, it was last night.
Y'all weren't out yet, right? Or you were?
We had just
it is,
started
Yeah, it was basically.
dating.
Yeah.
like 2 days before that.
It was very.
Because we're like, it's a,
fresh.
yeah, well, because
Yeah.
we're like, okay, the show's basically over. Like, you know, because we didn't want to,
Let's get this going.
right. Well, and also because, you know, when you're working with some, oh my God.
So how many times have you guys? I thought
Getting
about this.
red.
How many times have
You
you?
know, we always just make it real here. You know,
It's great.
we gotta get
Keep it
real.
100, as the kids say.
That's what it's about.
Have y'all worked together a lot since then?
We
Oh,
almost did, not too long after that, we almost did a Cinderella together.
but then Kevin had to go into a Broadway show.
And
Ugh.
I couldn't get the time off.
Couldn't get the time off.
We haven't done a real production of a show together since then. We've done lots of concerts and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
We're
Yeah.
hoping.
I
At some
know. One
point.
day. who knows what.
Gotta
And
put it
that's
out
why
there.
I've loved being with y'all. Well, we haven't done it much, all four of us concerts, but somewhat we've sort of overlapped with the concerts,
Yeah.
Disney and Epcot, and then on the ships, but never all together.
I know. That's the dream. That's what I hope for.
Do y'all have
That
the
was
same rep?
fun.
Do you guys got the same agent?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same,
Which is
Very
unusual.
convenient, isn't
Okay.
it?
Well,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
when
It is
our
very
world gets back together and starts working again, put that out there. But tell them, hey, let's do some stuff together.
Oh, they
actually,
know. Oh, we
are
are.
doing-
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
doing our first show together will be virtual.
How about that?
Hey, are you saying hi?
Like Donkey Kong.
Where's Rennie? We can't see your face.
Hi, hand.
Oh,
Hey, Rennie, Ren.
Do you have some makeups on?
yes, we did a
What?
whole wolf look today,
Oh, yeah.
and then she cried it off.
Why'd you cry?
What is this? Chocolate? What is that?
No, I just wanted.
It's a beauty mark.
Yeah. So
Why'd you
happened?
cry?
You were crying. Why were you crying?
I just wanted to go to the playground. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just want to go to the
It
playground.
rained.
She's like,
too cold outside. It's only 75.
It's,
It was.
hey, we're in New York City. We're not down here. We're in New York City.
This is New York. This is our apartment.
it's beautiful,
Thank
Can
you.
you imagine? Oh,
spacious.
very. Imagine.
You can always wear a disguise,
Yeah.
like some balls on your head.
Oh,
Where are my
I'm me.
balls?
Where am I bold?
I'm Beef Blanchard.
I have less balls here.
oh my goodness! You have so many.
Hold on, I'm gonna put this on. Wait.
Wow. I feel so under bald right at the moment. I only have
You're
two.
so- Where's your reindeer tie?
Yeah,
There
she
we
took
go.
it off.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I had to pull
I
it
like
off.
your Minnie
I'm
Mouse here.
sorry.
Look at her.
Yeah,
You.
hers are way cooler. This is my business attire.
It's
Oh,
very,
we have a Santa Claus. Hold on.
Oh, right.
This is a treat.
Is Santa gonna find you down there in South Carolina? I bet he knows where you are already.
Does Santa know we're down here, or does he think we're in Harlem?
Yeah, where does he knows that you're here, by the way. You know that, right?
I mean, if he knows
That's
if you've
so
been
cool.
sleeping, and if you're good, he knows you're down in South
And he
Carolina.
knows that she's not been so great all
Yeah,
the time.
she wrote a letter to Santa and said, "Dear Santa, I am 8 years old, and this year I have been good most of the time."
Honesty.
She is.
That's good. You always gotta
honest.
tell the truth.
Yeah.
Be honest. It always helps. Everything.
All right, we're gonna continue
Uh-oh.
talking to these
Give
people.
us a kiss. Give us a kiss, chocolates.
Give us a kiss, boy.
Just give us a kiss, boy. Girl.
Bye,
Santa.
bye, sweetie pie.
Emerson's sleeping, so we'll see him maybe later. We'll call you if he wakes up. How about that? And hopefully someday the concerts will come back and we'll all do those together too.
I want to do those together, please. Can
They
we
will.
please do that one together?
Yes.
Yes.
That would be
much fun.
so. We'd have so much to talk about. Our
Yes,
concert would
lady.
be like, yeah,
Yeah.
We gotta use.
for
Yes,
that four top now that they do at the end of like both concerts.
I know.
So fun.
I
If we
told
did them
him-
together, it would be.
I told him last time. I said you should really do this with all of the phases. You know, phase 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You have 4-person show at the end.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that should be. Jeff, hearing this, it's brilliant. You did it last time with Heidi,
felt-
didn't you? And Gabby?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a four top, but it was
not
we
with
were
them,
with
but-
Leanna
Oh.
and Adam Jacobs,
All
Oh,
right.
okay.
and it was really fun. I do wish that there was more time.
I told him to.
Oh, was it
Mm-hmm.
you with the Muse?
Yes, but we didn't get asked back that year. So
Well, we'll get asked to do it together, and we'll do the four top together, and then
Four
our
top,
concert
all good things.
will be
Sorry.
Yeah, it could
3
be-
hours long
it could be
because
like
we'll
a-
just keep talking.
a Newsies. Well, they don't want Little House in that one, but it'll be like a Newsies extravaganza.
Newsies, Little Mermaid.
I think they were a
Top
silent
Song.
producer in it.
Tarzan extravaganza.
that's why
Yeah.
Tom came to our opening night. Remember that?
Yeah.
Or sometime early on in the run.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that when he came around backstage and said hello, and I
Really?
was like, "Who's this guy?"
was like,
I had
"Dude,
no
what are you
idea who he
doing here?"
was.
And he said, "Because we have money in this."
He
They
said,
felt-
"I'm everywhere." I'm inevitable.
With me everywhere.
So on a serious note, not a serious note, how do you guys manage before baby when you all were all over the country? One was in Los Angeles, one's on tour, one's in New York, one's, wherever. How did y'all manage that?
Well, probably the same way you guys did, but we tried not to go longer than like 3 weeks without seeing each other. It was 3 weeks was like the time, because
Yep.
I was told that it's 21 days to create a habit or something, so I didn't want to create the habit of not being around my significant other. So
We did pretty well. There was only one section when she was on tour in Canada, and I did a nymph show, and it was like a month and a half. It was a long time. And when we finally saw each other,
like,
you could tell it was just like, what's going?
Yeah.
It's
Weird.
Yeah.
like, hey, person. Yeah, I know. It's like, what do we talk about?
Yeah.
I don't even
We have
know.
nothing in
In
common.
common. How are we together?
Yeah.
Go back to America.
Right.
Not
I was
one
like, babe, I got to make the big bucks at Nymph. So this is important.
I still have the picture of the outfit you were wearing in
I
the
had
show.
the tightest pants you can
He has
ever
great
imagine.
legs.
That is
Thank you.
exciting.
They were
Say a
tight.
bit.
I was playing
Wait, I'm
Jefferson,
sure
President Jefferson.
you were.
Pull it up, Kay.
Send it
Pull
to
it
us, and we're going to insert it here.
Where are you?
Yeah, but-
We're upstate.
Yeah, we're at my mom's.
In
Upstate.
Rochester, how's Kathy?
She's so great. She's the
We love
best.
Kathy.
She's. I know, me
Love some
too.
Kathy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Hi.
She's
So
loving it.
I think you guys were married like 10 years or something before I said, so do you call your mother-in-law Kathy yet? No.
Well, I mean, you probably could.
Well, I
What do you
did
call it?
yesterday, and it was like, that's weird.
What do you call it?
Well, we call her Nani,
Not
Yeah.
But you're never like, hey, Kat.
but I was like,
I guess
I was telling
sometimes.
Kathy yesterday to Kara, and she's like, that's weird. You would why wouldn't you just say my mom? I was telling
Oh
your
yeah.
mom.
Well, he said he was like yeah, I was talking to Kathy, and I was like,
But
what?
literally, as
Why
I was
would you
saying
say
it,
I was
I was
talking
like
to
click, click,
your
click, click,
mom?
shuffling through the three that I could do: your mom, Kathy, or Nani. I was like, click, 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 and it landed on Kathy.
I love hearing the thought process and how it's like a gamble.
Yeah, I was like,
For, like, the
there
word.
it comes. It's Kathy.
Johnny?
Wow, I really now understand the inner workings of your brain.
Well, when I have a little something in me and drink whatever, it slows that process down. And so when I articulate it, then people are like, oh my gosh, you think about all that? And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, it just
right,
happens a
so-
lot faster normally.
Of course. Sorry. So for those of you who don't know Massey,
Break down the Kevin brain.
so
Oh, no.
Kevin is one of these guys who always has time and everything is mapped out completely from A to Z and everything is written in black ink because then you can correct it in red ink and then and so,
oh yeah, and a
so-
spreadsheet for
Exciting
everything.
And brilliant.
and brilliant
And very Aries.
very Aries and
Very
brilliant at
Aries.
everything he wants to do. So just to give you an example,
Oh, no.
during prayer rehearsal,
Oh, I
I
can't
would
wait.
get about 17 notes per session. And this
Oh, I'm
guy
here
would
with you.
literally get none. And I would stop. I would stop the entire note process and I'd say, all right, enough. How many notes has Kevin got so far?
Oh my God, yes.
Silence. And
I
then
forgot
everyone
about
bust
that.
up. And Francesca would say, let me see, none.
Oh my gosh. Wait, Pa, I remember that, and that would drive me up a wall. She'd be like, Cara,
Cara.
Cara.
She called you
Cara, this, I have like a whole like binder full of notes, and then she's like, Kevy Webby.
She called me Kevin Webby.
She called him Kevy Webby, and I was like, I want to freaking.
Or
I did love that it was like an all-female
Yeah.
creative team.
that was
I
cool.
love
Yeah, it was good.
It's fun.
That's the only time that's ever happened for me, anyway,
Mhm.
being in a show. That's
think
really
all of
cool.
that is changing now, and I'm excited to see hopefully what's happening in our business and changing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, first of all, most of the casting directors in television are women. I would say literally like 95% are women.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess so.
But it's good. I mean, it's, I think women need to be more in power because men are just idiots. I mean, let's face it. Come on. Men are
I'm
idiots.
glad you said it.
Yeah.
We have this conversation a lot, especially on this channel, about that fact. So it's exciting to hear this guy saying things like that. Big role.
Steve, are you evolving?
Oh, dude.
Are you evolving?
I am evolving, Kev.
He's been evolving.
I've been evolving for a long time.
Your knuckles don't drag on the floor anymore? Huh.
My knuckles never drag.
Just barely. Just a slight
I
drag.
was never a knuckle dragger.
No, he was a little.
I was taught to knuckle drag.
You were a little a product
Yeah.
of your upbringing
Yes, I was.
and your area you
Well,
grew up.
I was
tell
taught to
me-
knuckle drag, and
So-
then I realized that what? That's kind of not what I am.
Mm-hmm.
What changed it for you? Was it having daughters, or was it being in the business, or was it
Well,
going to college,
for
or?
the answer, you definitely had sort of an awakening right around in the few years after I met you. You kind of all of a sudden had this huge awakening of yourself and the world, and no longer following just the paradigms of what you were taught. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you started waking up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like exciting to watch you do that.
Well, the religious
was
thing.
slow.
Number
As Snap likes to put it, our friend Snap likes to put it, he's a little like a tectonic plate.
Tectonic plate.
He's a little
Thank you.
slow to move in a direction of really anything.
Thank you. I'll be here all.
Not as fast as tectonic
Because I
plate.
have a tectonic plate.
Correct.
I'll be here all
I
week.
can't
So
move.
we nicknamed him Tech because
It was religion first. That's when I discovered this is not right. This is not what's been shoved down my throat. Although I wasn't religious, I didn't come from a religious family. You hear all this stuff and you think, well, that's clearly not true. Well, I mean, what's going on here?
Right.
But it was it was also just realizing that coming from a very conservative small town in Southern Maryland, you have all these paradigms and narratives that are pumped into you since the day you were born. And then one day you wake up and you think, I don't really feel that way. That's not how I personally,
doesn't resonate.
my inner being, my spiritual self, I don't feel that way.
Mhm.
So why am I pretending to act that way?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah. Do you think, was it when you went to college, or was it, oh no, it was a few years before you guys?
I literally turned
He
50.
was in his late 40s.
No, I turned 50 years old.
Wow.
It's literally the second half of my life. Yeah.
Wow.
When I joined Beauty and the Beast, and he'd been there a long time, and a lot of the people had been there a long time. Some of the girls, I was like in one of the girls' dressing room, and we were all talking about people in the company, and one of the older ladies in the show was talking about him, and I was like, what's his deal? He seems so angry, and like, what's his problem?
Oh,
Because he was kind of in a weird, dark phase.
Man-child.
were you really method with
She
Beast?
called him man-child. She was like, oh, he's a man-child. And a lot of people had a not great opinion of him because he was in a very dark phase of his life where he was starting to work out
Mm-hmm.
the demons, basically. Like,
I can't even imagine that.
yeah. And so I caught him right when he was sort of coming out of that, like starting to come out of it.
Well, you had a lot to do with it too.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, you guys.
mince words here. She also showed me another path, a path of enlightenment and evolvement. Evolution.
I'm gonna cry.
Evolution.
Evolution. You've evolved.
It's a never ending practice. I mean, we're all just doing our best.
Yep.
We say that all the time. It's such a boring thing to hear on this channel, but that's what we say. Nobody's got it figured out, and we never will.
Doing
We're
our
all
best.
just doing our best and staying in the moment, and every day just making the best decision in the moment. That's all we can do.
Yeah. And I think it's like being open to change, being open to evolve and not like remaining stuck.
Yep.
It's easy to stay stuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Flexibility.
Desperately hanging on to what you believe.
And doing it with somebody that you trust and that's a good match.
Yeah.
You know, if she was exactly like me, I would be the same all the time.
Right.
But she forces me to look at things in a different way and does it in a loving way.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing for her.
But in a way.
And,
I'm just kidding.
In a less loving way.
I give her a lot of notes.
Yeah.
I throw a lot of paper clips
Because
at her.
you're perfect, Kevin.
He throws a lot of boxes of paper
Yeah,
clips at
like-
me.
Or-
Do better. He says, be better.
Be better.
Just
Be
be
better.
better.
So
Be better, please.
I have to say this about you two. I am so truly grateful that you two got together because you both are the most genuine, loving, down to earth,
You're gonna make me
salt
cry.
of the earth people
No.
I have ever met in my lifetime. And you could not be more perfectly suited for one another.
Yep. Yep.
No.
I'm
That's
just
how we
happy
feel
for
about you. You guys
Yay!
are amazing.
Well,
We
look,
aspire.
nobody's got
like
it
you.
figured out. But all we can do, and you said it, like just be kind to each other and try to support each other.
Mhm.
Like that's your job as a partner. Like, and nobody's gonna be perfect, and nobody's gonna have it figured out. We're just doing our best and supporting each other. Like that's really.
And you know, it's been you know, maybe you're a little bit older than us, but it doesn't feel like you are.
What?
And your relationship started sort of around ours did, so it feels like we're contemporaries.
Yeah.
At the same time, I look up to you guys, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, Steve
We
and
do.
Mayor have been able to do this tour
We do. We
together with
refer
the
to you
kid.
all the time.
Yeah.
We're like,
Like-
well, they did this, so we can
That's
do
possible.
that too.
Yeah,
And they also did this.
and they got.
We're
to-
like, we
Yeah.
want to be you. Is that weird?
It's such a mutual admiration society
It
because
is.
same and we got together like 1 year before you did. Like it
Mhm.
was only
Yeah.
a year
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And we were getting engaged. Did we get engaged the summer y'all started? I think
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
like right after that summer.
Right
We got
before.
engaged like
Right
5
before.
months after. Were we engaged?
You
Right.
before
Right
you were
before.
engaged, and
Yeah.
then you
So
got
like a
married
year and a half
not too
before,
far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
oh my God, y'all, that was so.
We do.
Really, we love you. We're your biggest fans, and not only as artists, because whatever, you're talented. Who cares? But your people skills.
Yeah.
You are the most magnificent people that we have ever met, and it is so fitting that you guys are together because you're loving and you're giving and you're supportive
That's what it's about.
and you're funny. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you're not.
Goofy.
You're goofy and not, one of these showbiz people that are so serious and my art
Boring.
so
Yeah, and I
serious.
have to be so
I am-
careful about my, and, whatever.
we as
Whatever.
you all probably do this too. We do the Zoom things and we do sing songs for other people for benefit to save the theater and save the arts and all that kind of stuff. And they get certain people to be on these Zooms and concerts and whatever. And when we get the bios for approval, she and I just bust out laughing because there are some people who are so impressed with their own selves that their bio is literally like
A
half.
page.
Like
Scroll.
you just keep going. Are you
I.
really?
But okay. Look, people can be proud of their accomplishments. I think that's fine.
You did some stuff. You moved on. What?
I think it's
We
about
want to hear you sing.
not taking ourselves seriously. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at. And just being kind and doing our best. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's our kind of theme of this channel. Is just get that out into the world as much as possible, especially right now.
And y'all will now that you're parents, you're gonna realize that little one is gonna teach you stuff
Yeah.
all day long,
And probably does.
and
all the
you're
time.
constantly evolving, constantly growing, and you're not even going to be the same person 10 years from now, 20 years, 50 years from now, because you're always evolving. It's not like a college degree where once you got it, that's it, you're done. It's constantly changing.
Yeah, and we don't know who he's gonna be.
I know. I
You
think
know.
about that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, he is a bit of both of us, but he's also his own person.
And he's cooked. Like it's
Yeah.
It's in there.
who he is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He's done the job.
Yeah.
All you have to do now is just kind of keep him alive and teach him and teach him what isn't a great idea and what might be a better one. You know, but
Allow him to be.
yeah, he's already like who he is.
Allow
It's
him to be.
fascinating.
Yeah.
They come out already like, here I am.
Hmm.
You know, and you
Ugh,
have to, like try not to mess it up, basically. Like just give him
I
a good guide,
know.
give him a good guide, and you
Yeah.
you know, y'all are perfect equipped for that. So
You know what I was thinking the other day? He's not walking by himself, but he's standing and he'll lean on him. So when I change him, I sit him up or he stands on the changing table. And it's the perfect height. So he's kind of grabbing onto my shirt here and just having his head here and him wanting to be near me. I know that time is limited like that.
Yeah.
that this morning, she's 8 and she still likes to hug and cuddle with me and like lay with me and be with me
Mhm.
like a little girl. And I know that's a really short, like limited time because she's already acting like a teenager. She's like,
Oh God.
sassy.
Sassy Sagittarian, sassy. Yeah.
But she still
Ooh.
like to cuddle. So yeah, I mean, that's just, yes, we savor it. We just stay in the moment.
Yeah.
Stay in the moment.
Yeah.
Joy,
Yeah.
you know.
But I think about also how I hope that Emerson is like super, well, he probably won't be outgoing because he's very, very shy and timid. But I hope that he's unique. I hope that he like embraces uniqueness. I loved at your birthday when we were outside and Rennie just like made friends with whomever.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who are these friends? She's like, they're my new friends that I met today. But it was like as if she had known them for her whole life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just
I call her
love
the
that.
herding dog. She's a herding dog. She like finds all the children and herds them into a crowd.
Oh,
Is like, this is what we're gonna do. And then she came out that way. Really,
oh.
truly, like that is who that's her personality. But whatever Emerson is, he's going to have this amazing
Yeah.
shining gift of whatever he's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's exciting is you start to realize what it is. Like, oh, he's really good.
Oh.
You know, and like
Mm.
it's just exciting when you discover it. It's so fun.
It's something that and this
Yeah.
is also part of the evolution of me.
Mhm.
You discover that we come into this world perfect, and slowly we are beaten to a pulp from parents and teachers, religion, government, and everything, culture,
society.
So, and told what the paradigms are and what the narratives are and what you
These
do.
are the rules, and
These
this
are
is what
rules.
you
This is
follow,
what you
and
gotta
this is
do.
what you
Blah,
have
blah. And we already
Oreo.
had, like Mare said, we come into this world already cooked, and our personality is already fully formed, and we have to be allowed to be who we are.
Whatever it is.
And it's our job as parents
Yeah.
to teach them to look both ways before you cross the street. Don't put your hand on the stove. You know?
And just
And
love
be a good person.
just love them unconditionally, whatever they are. And that's why, like, when I hear of stories like people like their parents didn't accept them, or they didn't like, they wanted them to be more like this or like this. It's just so the opposite of parenting. Like, just love them no matter what it is, no matter what they are. You know,
Right.
they're not a serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, just
Right.
love them and teach them right from wrong. Like, that's all you have to do. It's
Right.
basic. It's
And
so
manners.
manners. That's what I'm
Manners is good.
saying. Right from
Manners-
wrong. It's like
manners is-
Right.
that's
Be a
lumped
good
in.
person.
Be
Right.
a
So-
good person.
But being both Southerners, did you want her to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am?
I was not married to that because I always found it a little oppressive growing up. Like, I was always kind of that kid that just wanted to call my mom's friends like by their first name because I was just I had to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, and Mrs. this and Mr. that. But I think as soon as I could, as soon as it was available to me, I started calling them like, hey Lynn, hey Trisha. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, and they didn't mind. I mean, they kind of were like, everybody I grew up with was pretty direct and real and, you know, mannerly, but also pretty progressive for, well, Hilton Head is sort of an odd place. It's not
Oh, right.
super Southern, but it is. I mean,
Yes, yeah.
but it's kind of a mix of both. So anyway, I was always somebody that just kind of wanted to get to the bottom of things. I didn't really want the protocols. I wanted people to be super real with me, like straight up. Who are you? Tell me who you are. Tell me everything about you. I want to know everything. Don't keep anything from me. I want to see the darkest part of you. I need to know. And so I don't know. I
don't care if I just met you.
Like with her teachers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go.
Well, with her teachers and stuff, I'm teaching like this is Mrs. Blah blah blah. This is the proper etiquette you must follow, and say thank you and please, and you know.
Yeah.
But we're not super strict about.
And I was raised that way. So
you were raised what way?
With the yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, that type thing. And so when you go into New York, up into the Yankeeville,
they look at you funny.
They look at you really funny.
Yes.
And I feel funny when I'm saying yes ma'am to a 20-year-old, yes ma'am.
Right.
And they look at me like, what planet did you descend from?
Yes.
They're insulted, actually.
Yes. I remember.
They're like, I'm not old.
I'm not old. Why
ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a total different philosophy of behavior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so do whatever feels right.
Yeah.
Teach him, manners, and if it feels.
I don't think. Yes, ma'am. No, we didn't.
Well,
I never did that.
Yeah, she's Yankee, so.
You a Yankee? That's why.
You don't know. I grew up. My father is Southern. My mom is not, but we said yes sir, yes ma'am. Even to them. You want to go outside? Yes. Yes. What? Yes, sir.
Seriously, it was drilled like that?
Well, that's the thing. It didn't feel oppressive to me. It felt like he was teaching me respect.
How to say please, even.
Respect.
And
see that.
And I took that to heart because I wanted to be respectful, and I think that's kind of followed me throughout life. And then I kind of had to break the habit a little bit, and you just had to figure out who your audience is, essentially.
Right.
Some people really appreciate that. And some people don't want to hear it, and so you adjust. But you respect people that are older than you.
Yes.
Sure.
And even people that, you respect everybody, people that are younger than you too. But there is definitely something that I think we're missing as a culture. I think a lot of the young people are, in some cases, rightly so, really frustrated with the older generation because they're not respecting the young people, but the young people also aren't respecting the older people.
Sure.
So
Wisdom.
we just need to get back.
I agree.
Yep.
I so agree. I think when it comes to your parents, I think I didn't want my child to feel a formality with me. So
Yeah.
I didn't want her to feel like she had to call me ma'am because I just don't her. I want to be her person that she, I want her to respect me and I make her respect me, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want her to feel she had to be formal with me. And same. But as far as the generations needing to respect each other, there's a big problem with that right now. Like the and the millennials definitely are not respecting the elders, and the elders are definitely not respecting the Zers and the millennials. They're like, these kids, like, it's tough. But I mean, there's so much polarization right now, like everywhere.
And our generation,
politically, racially, it's just like cray right now.
Are the Generation Xers turning into the baby boomers?
The Xers.
Are you an Xer?
I'm an Xer. I'm a young Xer, but I am an Xer.
Come in.
I think I'm an Xer.
I think you're a young Xer.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
You're a millennial. You're an old millennial. He's a young Xer.
Excuse me.
Come in.
You're an
old nothing.
millennial.
I am very young.
If you're late 20s, early 30s, you're an older millennial. And I mean, I didn't realize that like the Zers right now are like 23. Like the older Gen Zers are 23 years old. Like they're already adults. Like it's
whoa.
Wow. So you're just an older millennial.
I'm a boomer.
He's a boomer. He's a young boomer. He's like the babiest of baby boomers. It's creepy.
What's Rennie?
She's a Z.
A Z. Okay.
Z. So I
She's
think
a Z-pack.
Emerson might.
She's a Z-pack.
She's a Z-pack. Emerson might still be a Z, but it might have changed in the last.
When does it shit? Like, what's the?
Like every 20 years, I think.
Okay.
Like
Oh,
15
so-
Or
to 20.
sometimes a major cultural something or other.
I think it's every 15 to 20.
This might be a major.
She's the TikTok generation.
No.
He
Are you guys on TikTok?
I have seen it, but no.
I've looked at it.
I've gone to
I know, I ran
an
away.
Xer.
Here's the-
I've opened up my phone, flip phone, and I've pushed the buttons and I've looked. No, I mean I like pretty much really.
Kevin can appreciate this. I am not a fan of the vertical camera video. I like the horizontal version so it fills the entire screen.
What does that have to do with what we're talking?
Don't get me started on TikTok.
Oh,
Well,
It's,
Because
it's only
TikTok-
vertical.
that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It is-
Turn your phone this way when you're taking a video.
but we have. Are you into TikTok?
I
No.
joined it for one day because
You
I was like,
did?
remember when I was like,
It's
let's
fun.
early on in the pandemic when we were like, let's fill the time with things. Like, let's try to be creative with this time. Well, we should get on TikTok. Maybe we could do some things. I joined it for one day and like looked at, I didn't know what, and then I deleted it the next day.
She
So I
got
was like,
lost.
this is,
I was like,
I got lost.
Kara, are you still in there?
I was like, I don't know what's happening.
It is a
That's
little
my
too
dog.
much. Like all of a sudden, like I've just kind of figured out Instagram, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. Like
Yeah.
you're so good at social media, though. Like you
She is.
are
Mhm.
on it. You could like be a social
Oh.
media coordinator.
Oh, no. No, it's very overwhelming for me.
But
Yeah.
I,
good at it though.
oh, that's nice. Thank you.
I think she treads a nice line, and it's this hard line to tread between, keeping things fun and bubbly and whatever that sort of energy is for social media, but also keeping it real,
No.
because you can go too far that way, and then you can also go too far real sometimes. And it's like it's a nice mixture, but you can get lost in it sometimes.
And
you
it's,
can make
you
feel-
keep it respectful, very you stay very current and aware, and you are very, what's the word I'm looking for? You keep your awareness there, but without it becoming too overwhelming, or you deal with the current issues. You acknowledge them in a respectful way. You do it with humor and with kindness, and it's always just, I always love seeing your posts. I got
Thanks,
to a point-
Mare.
yeah, like really, I mean, I'm always very inspired by you. I always like share your posts. I'm like, same. Like I'm always like, you always say it so perfectly, and I'm always like, yep, okay, yep, I'm attaching, attach, send, yes, good.
I love the Massey so much.
I do too.
We are so thankful that you joined us today. We love you
Well, we
very
love-
much, and we just want to eat you up alive next time we see you.
We hope everybody enjoyed this. We just enjoyed being with our dear ones, so we hope everybody else kind of got some fun out of it too.
And we love the
We
Inglesby
love-
Blanchards, the whole family.
Ingleby?
Inglesby. That's
The
it.
Ingleby Blanchards.
Yeah.
We love the
Glenn
Inglesby
Ingleby.
Blanchards.
And I know we're really far away right now, but it doesn't feel like that,
No.
being able to talk with you like this. So
No, and in fact, I forgot that you were recording this and that.
right.
Yeah.
So,
This has been a treat.
So
That's
everyone,
my, that's my dog.
this is it. This
That's
is
my
the
dog.
real.
Love you. Bye.
love you.